Hey, what's going on? Matt on the range today, and today we're going to talk about a bunch of different carry options. Okay, we're going to talk appendix, side hip, and in the small of your back. We're going to do pros and cons to it. What is the best, what is the worst for your situation. Again, everyone's different body shape, so every little position is different. Okay, these are the three most carried positions: the appendix, side hip, and a small back. So we're going to go over all three, and I'll let you know my honest opinion. All right, so before we start the each individual position we're carrying, I'm going to go over what I'm actually working with today. And today is a Glock 43. It does have a red dot. The other holster I'm working with today is going to be the Incog by Safariland. Pretty good holster. It's a little pricey, but it's still a very good holster. So we're going to go through each position here, and I'll explain each one. All right, so first one we're going to talk about today is side hip carry. Okay, it's real popular back in the 80s and 90s, and that's how people used to carry. All right. One problem I can already tell you is as I move around, the gun is actually moving on my hip bone. Not a big fan of that. Also, as you can see, I'm printing pretty heavily right here. You can clearly see that I'm not proportional on either side, and you can kind of see I'm carrying a gun, right? So, not my favorite, but we're going to go over some big time pluses and some big time negatives of why this is an option, okay? First big time plus, it's right here on your hip, right next to your firing hand. So it's plus, it's right there, okay? Getting your shirt up and over, yes, you may have a little bit more movement to get the shirt up over the gun to get it out, but it is right here by your firing hand, and you can just draw straight up on it. Big negative, obviously, you can see it, okay? When we're trying to conceal carry, the whole option is getting rid of the gun, okay? You got to keep it away from your cops, Karens, and Kyles, right? All right, another big plus I noticed. What? You never heard that before? One of the big positives I noticed is when you're sitting down, it's not in your gut, and it is actually pretty comfortable to sit down with a side hip carry gun, okay? It's one positive to it. The other positive, if you ride a motorcycle, it's not sticking in your gut if you're leaned over on a crotch rocket or something like that. Also while driving, yes, it's comfortable like this. If you ever have to get to it though, remember your seatbelt hook is right here, so that could be a problem. So just kind of remember that, keep that in the back of your mind. All right, one other benefit to side hip carry I could totally understand is if you are a bigger person, keeping it out here on the side could prevent you from sticking it inside your gut at all times, bending over, things like that. And also it could be easier to get to if you're a larger person. We're down here in this unfortunate position on your back. Let's just say, play the scenario out and you're backing up from a bad guy or someone trying to harm you, and you fall on your back, trip over a rock, your own shoe, someone behind you, whatever it is, you end up on your back. Now, if you rotate and fall on your side, yeah, you're gonna break your hip on the gun. Then you go to draw, you're gonna come out like this, flag your own leg, pushing the gun out, then you can defend yourself if you needed to. But getting it out of this position is tricky. It's very hard to do. So if you're gonna carry here, definitely practice from that position. All right, now we're going to talk about appendix carry. Appendix carry is a very good option. It's right here in your workspace. So when I say workspace, it's in where your hands are. You can get the gun out, draw it fast. It's right there. You can clearly watch it go down into the holster for a nice, safe holstering. It's easy to conceal because your shirt will usually just lay flat and you're not oblong shaped on either side. Another benefit to it is with the right gun and the right holster, it's completely safe. Even though it's aimed right down in your area, okay? With the right striker fire gun, as long as nothing's touching that trigger, it's gonna go down nice and safe. Nothing's gonna happen. When I say the right holster, you want a holster that completely covers the trigger guard. 100% around, nothing's touching the trigger. Okay, so some of the negatives on carrying appendix, and really it's just something you have to learn to deal with, is when you go to sit down, yes, obviously the gun is directly in your gut, okay? So it's sticking to your gut. It can be a little uncomfortable. What I found to kind of deal with this is if you just take the handle of the gun, press it out, tuck your stomach behind it, you're sitting pretty good. Now, bending down and picking something up can also be kind of tricky with appendix carry, but I want to talk on that real quick. If you get your holster centered, like if you get it in a good position where it's above the bend of your leg and still high enough to where you can get a good grip on it, but low enough to hide it, it's actually very manageable to bend down and get to the gun, or bend down and get to whatever you're getting to without pinching yourself. So if you bring the holster up in your belt, you can get away from the bend of your leg. And if you bring it up to where it's in a medium point, it's not terribly sticking in your gut. All right, we're again in this unfortunate position of trying to defend yourself, and you tripped over a rock, a curb, a person, whatever it is. Now you're on your back. Yes, you fell on your back. Luckily, you're not going to break your hip because you have a gun stuffed back here. But we're in the appendix position now, and I can cleanly get the gun out, draw, and get on target and defend myself if I need to. So I'm out just shopping, having a good old day, you know, conceal carry and keep it nice and hidden, right? All right, so now we're gonna talk small of back. Small of back is basically in the small of your back, okay? There are some benefits to it. When you do have your shirt over your gun, it's very concealed. It sits right there, you can barely see it. Some of the negatives to it is drawing. You gotta really turn your body around and blind draw the gun, get it out and bring it around, okay? Another downside is getting it holstered. I can't see that holster at all. I have no idea what's going on back there. Okay, so hopefully it's going in nice and smooth. All right, there's a positive and a negative to them both. Another positive is sitting down in a car. Sitting down in the car, usually when you're driving, there's that little gap between your body and the back of the seat. Well, the gun fits right there, and I don't even know I have it on me. It's very comfortable. If you ride a motorcycle, as long as you can keep your shirt down, then obviously that's a lot more comfortable. But the downside to small back is obviously drawing, firing, and then reholstering safely. And I don't know if you guys have ever seen the picture online. Guy had a Glock 19, he was holstering small back, pressed the round off right to his butt cheek. So that's one thing we definitely want to avoid when we're reholstering. So yeah, definitely want to keep that out of there. All right, hey, what's going on? Now we're down in a position that you're probably gonna find yourself in if you're ever in a tussle. And I'll tell you right now, I'm in the small back and it's killing me. I can't imagine falling on this. Now, if I had to draw from this position, I'd have to roll all the way over, grab the gun, push out and shoot like that. That's very, very tricky to do. If you choose to carry this way, I definitely recommend practicing a lot from this position. If you're ever in a fight, you're gonna trip, you're gonna fall on your back, and you're gonna have to defend yourself. Yeah, it's much better. Oh, hot. All right, my opinion on how I carry. So basically, I carry Appendix. I've been carrying this way for probably about 10 years. It's the most comfortable for me and my body shape. Again, everybody's different. If you're gonna choose a different way to carry, just know the benefits to it, know the downsides to it, and then train and practice on an active range doing those positions. I carry Appendix, it works the best for me. It's right here in my space. I can hide it very well. It's good for everyday carry for me. So we talked about every different position to carry: Appendix, side hip, and small back. Again, like I said, it's up to you. Try to practice each different position. Just don't take my word for it. Get out there and practice. Practice on your back, practice on your stomach, practice just on the range, just drawing and firing. All right. I think Appendix is the best way to carry. It's just my opinion. You'll find other people that can't stand it, okay? But in my opinion, it's the best way to carry. Practice that way. Also, if you choose to practice another way or carry another way, definitely get out to the range and go through these motions of the gun. All right, thanks for coming out to the range today. We went over different positions. Appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Ask me any question you want. I'll get right back to you. And hit that notification bell. That just fucking sucks.